Welcome to Veteran Voices, SITREP, with your hosts, Tom and Chris Faust.
Welcome to Veteran Voices. I am your co-host, Tom Faust. I'm here with my son, Chris. And today we want to talk about developing a life vision. This particularly is for veterans, but really it can be for anybody. It's just good information, a good way to align yourself with what you really want to be, what you want to accomplish. I want to start out talking about the kinds of vision. There's basically two major categories, your personal vision and your professional vision. But your personal vision can also be divided into two parts, which would be just your general personal life and then your physical health. So how do you want to be? What do you want to be personally in your life? How do you want your relationships to work out? That kind of stuff. And then your physical health. How do you want to stay healthy and what do you want to do to remain that way? So in your personal vision, what you really want to do is kind of come up with a clear and inspiring picture of your future life, how you want it to be. This could encompass your core values, passions, long-term goals. And keep in mind, this is not goal setting. This is vision. This is just a picture of what you want to, how you want your life to be. And so it articulates what you want to achieve in various aspects of life. It could be your career, your relationship, personal growth, your health, and contributions to society. On the physical side, you're creating a vision that involves defining your long-term physical aspirations, your well-being, your fitness, your lifestyle. You don't want to, for instance, hopefully, don't want to become obese and lazy and sit around. So if you want to avoid that, then you want to plan for it in a sense and come up with an idea of how you want it to be. And the way I like to look at it is if you were, if you remember you're in the military, you were pretty physically fit. And hopefully maybe you still are. If that's the closer you are to that, the easier it'll be to maintain. But what you want to maybe try and do is picture the perfect weight, the perfect strength that you want to be, and set that as your vision. And then you can arrange your goals accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have some of my old my old PT outfits and everything is kind of still hanging up in my closet. That's like, you were once like this. If you want to get to this again, you gotta work for it. That's another thing you can do too. Is if you've been out of the game for a while, then you can at least hey, this is what it was like. Trying to at least get towards that direction. You may never be as thin as you were, but you can at least be fit and in shape. So the other kind of vision that we want to talk about is professional vision, which it basically articulates your career aspirations and the impact that you want to make in your professional life, like, career goals, skills you want to develop, roles you aspire to, and the legacy you want to leave in your field. So your professional vision is like a statement that helps you stay focused on your career path and make decisions that align with your long-term professional objectives.
So on the line of creating your vision, things to think about, and this can really be beneficial for veterans, particularly those suffering from PTSD. You want to provide, basically, you're providing purpose and direction for your life when you develop your vision. So a clear personal vision can offer veterans a sense of purpose and direction, and this can be crucial for navigating the complexities of life after military service. And it can also help you make decisions that align with your values and your desired outcomes. And this can really help reduce feelings of aimlessness and enhance your overall sense of control. And then, a strong personal vision can also really help enhance your resilience by giving you a larger purpose that pulls you forward and helps you get through in the face of adversity. The overarching purpose can help you approach challenges with a sense of opportunity and hope rather than despair. It can enable you to filter out unimportant things and focus on what truly matters in your life. This is what it really helps you with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, vision can also help you facilitate social connections and support. Developing a vision helps foster these connections, which is critical for veterans, especially ones with PTSD. Peer support programs can provide a sense of community and belonging, can help veterans feel understood, less isolated, and even offer emotional, instrumental, and informational support, which can complement traditional PTSD treatments and help your overall well-being. And having a vision too can also empower you through this purpose and community. If your vision includes, community involvement, purposeful activities, it can empower veterans by providing a sense of challenge, direction, community. It can increase motivation, opportunities for skill building, which are essential for improving your employability and self-esteem. I mean, the more skilled you are at something, the better you're going to feel when you try and do it, instead of when you're first starting to learn something, you're kind of unsure about either how to do things or how well you're doing on these things. So that will help. And then engaging in voluntary items that contribute to the community can also promote pride, confidence, and resilience as well.
Yeah, and a well-articulated vision can really help build trust between the veteran and the support network. This can include, healthcare providers as well. So by being involved in creating and pursuing your vision, you can feel more in control of the recovery process, for instance. This approach can really help reduce the stigma associated with seeking mental health treatment, as you may see yourself then as an active participant in the journey rather than just like a patient being treated. And this can improve your mental health outcomes as well by encouraging you to engage in treatment and support services where otherwise you might not. So, because when veterans have a vision that includes the mental health and well-being, they're more likely to seek and adhere to the treatments that align with their goals. So this approach, being proactive in this approach can lead to better management of PTSD symptoms and overall mental health.
Yeah. So, we've been talking about vision. So now it kind of gets to the point of, steps to help, find and describe your vision. So you can hear some practical steps that you can use to, veterans can use to develop their vision is self-reflection. So, self-reflection, you take time to reflect, deeply on your core values and belief and what truly matters to you. You can think about, what are you passionate about? What is going to bring you a sense of purpose and fulfillment? Because there's no sense in doing something that you are just doing that you don't like to do it when you have the opportunity to do what you want. And that just makes you feel better about that in general. And then you just envision your future. It doesn't have to be like, a 10-year or 5-year plan, just a simple 1-year plan where you picture, where you want to be in that 1 year from now. What specific goals do you want to accomplish in the time frame? It could be related to your career, education, relationships, health, or even personal growth.
And you want to set very specific goals as well. You want to break them down into, your vision into specific, measurable, and actionable goals. And that really is part of what is generally called SMART goals, the SMART, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So you want to make sure that your goals fit into this because it's important that it can be achievable. It's important that it's relevant to your vision. And it's really important that it's time-bound. You want to put a time frame on this. So if you're setting a 1-year vision, you may want to develop goals that pertain to that year and then break that down into quarters, and you might break that down into months, right? Each 3 months per quarter, so that you have some smaller goals that you build along the way so you're always seeing progress. And these should be challenging yet achievable. You want to push your limits. You want to get out of your comfort zone if you can. That's really the best way to do it. So that's where you're going to grow. If you stay in your comfort zone, you don't grow. These can be related to your career, your relationships, health, personal growth, all of the above. And then write it down. You want to have a clear vision statement that really articulates what your desired future state is going to be. and use the present tense. Like, I will be strong and healthy and be able to run 5 miles without killing myself or something, whatever the amount is. But come up with something very specific that you can align to. And then this kind of gives it more immediacy and really helps you take ownership of your vision.
Even one of the things that you do if you ever go to, if somebody's going to counseling, if you're not feeling empowered, if you're feeling, less about yourself than you should, they will have you like write something on, whether it's a sticky note or something, and put it on your mirror in the morning. So whenever, when you brush your teeth and everything like that, you look at that and you see, I am worth it. I can do this. I will succeed. Things like that, just to, remind yourself, because you might think about it and then you wake up the next morning and it's, you've been sleeping, you're waking up, you don't think about it. And then you'll see it first thing. Or you've had a long day. It's been stressful. You've been working and you get home, you're just feeling kind of down and out. You might, see it when you go into the bathroom there and look at the mirror, and it's right there to help remind you. So that can kind of segue into, seeking support and accountability. You share your vision with family and friends, support networks, enlist their support and encouragement to help you stay motivated and accountable. And following these practical steps will give you a good, it gives you a groundwork. We don't claim to know everything, but at least just give you some things to think about that you might, you might not have. So you follow any practical steps that you can. And by following these, veterans can develop clear and compelling visions. The visions will align with their values, leverage their strengths, and provide a general roadmap for achieving the goals and aspirations. And just keep in mind, too, that developing a vision is an ongoing process. It requires regular reflection, adjustment, and commitment, because you might have a vision and it's going a place and you're like, okay, well, it needs to change. So you just adapt to that and redevelop the vision, say, okay, now it goes in this direction because you realized something.
Mm-hmm. And then you want to share your vision with others, which Chris touched on just a minute ago, but communicate it clearly. Use vivid and specific language to paint a picture of your vision, so that when you tell someone else about it, they really get it. They get the picture. They see that the message is clear and easy to understand. And you want it to be inspiring and motivating. So you want to share it in a way that really helps to motivate others and highlight the positive impact of the benefits that you'll be achieving through this vision. And you can use, various channels. You can do this in, writing it down and sharing with people. You can do informal conversations, just talking with family and friends. If it's a bigger vision that requires that you enlist others in your vision, then you really want it to be clear and be able to to communicate it consistently, and to be able to influence people to join in your vision, to see it as part of their own vision. So these are the kind of things you can do to help reinforce it for yourself as well. Because by telling someone else about it, now you have some accountability. It's not just, okay, this is in my head and I know what I want to do, but that's real easy to say, well, I forget about it. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to know. But when you share it, now you've added other people to the equation, and you have someone that can help hold you to that vision. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Following up on that a little bit too, one of the ways to help fulfill your vision by enlisting people is, to appeal to common ideals. So, you want to connect your vision to the values and aspirations of others, so that way you can, show how their contributions are essential to achieving a shared vision. Engage and involve, actively involve others in the visioning process, seek input and feedback, create a sense of ownership and commitment, build relationships. So you want to cultivate strong relationships and networks, invest in people by supporting their growth and development, which helps realize the vision, and that they will in turn help you out. Regularly communicate the progress, keep everyone informed about your progress toward the vision. Celebrate milestones, acknowledge contributions, maintain motivation and engagement. One big thing about that too is motivation to do something. You might have a vision and you want to do it, but now you're at this part of the vision where you're going towards a goal that's going to be really difficult to do. And it's one of those ones where you just kind of have to, you really have to push through it, but having somebody to go along the ride with you, to keep you motivated, to keep you going is going to be key. That's one thing of, as I work to try and lower my weight to get into better shape, I'm trying to find a way to have somebody help me out to keep me motivated to do it, because the society we live in nowadays is a lot of, people want that instant gratification of things. They want to see measurable results really, really fast, but something like losing weight, especially when you're significantly overweight, you don't really see. Like, you can't really look in the mirror and see it. And it just seems like it goes really, really slow. And because it's not going that way, you just kind of get down on yourself like, okay, well, I'm trying to do all this stuff, but I'm not seeing any results. Why even bother if it's not going to help? You need somebody to help keep you with that. And you're like, no, you can do it. You've got this kind of thing. Yeah.
And on that note, that's part of Veteran Voices. I originally had this idea, this rather small vision, really, just to do a podcast. But I wasn't real comfortable doing it by myself. And I know that Chris has a lot more experience talking in front of a camera online because of the Twitch stuff that he does with his gaming. And that's very helpful. But having each other here, we can bounce ideas back and forth. We kind of have each other to keep ourselves involved and make sure that we show up to do this. And because we're really doing it for you, for the listener, for the people who we hope we can help when we share these resources. And it started out, I just want to talk a little bit about Veteran Voices vision. It started out just as the podcast. And once we got the podcast going, I decided, well, I can also do a newsletter thing, sort of a blog/newsletter that I post once a month generally. It's not exactly, but it's something like that. And that's pretty much where this went. And then more recently, I was at an event a leadership event where I learned some things and spent some time thinking about my vision. What is my vision for the future? And I was looking at 1 year from now, 5 years from now, and what the ultimate goal might be. And basically what I came up with, and I don't know where this is going to go yet, this may all happen, it may not. It's the vision, it's not goals set for it yet, but this is where I'm thinking. So for the Veteran Voices vision, there are just some general notes that I kind of wrote down first. I would like us to somehow be able to help veterans with PTSD through counseling or helping get them into other programs, possibly other things that can help reintegrate into society, finding a job, getting educational resources, that kind of thing. So for the 1 year vision, I have a personal and physical side as well to get me there, but I want to be able to get Veteran Voices off the ground as more than just a podcast, to share resources from other veteran organizations and start kind of bringing this to life a little more. And then down the road, as we get into the 5 year vision down, as this moves on, I would like it to get to the point where Veteran Voices can be a self-supporting organization, possibly with some staff and people that actually do some work to help us. So it's not just the two of us, but we have other people that are volunteering and or employed. And the idea, what this came from, is that I came up with the name. I did some research and had went online and said suggest some possible names for a veteran organization. I came up with Veteran Voices, and I liked it. So it was mostly because I liked the name at that point. But as I thought more about the name, I actually think there's more significance to it, because as Veteran Voices, what we really want is to be a voice for veterans. So for when veterans find it difficult to speak up for themselves, to go out and find the resources and the help that they really need, we can be a voice for them to go, even, as I get into the ultimate vision, to go before local government, for instance, or at some point, who knows, maybe even before Congress, to talk about the issues that veterans are facing, to make sure that they get the resources that they need. Because these are the people, you listening, the veterans listening, you are the ones who are paying a very high price for the freedom of the other 98, 99% of the population of this country. Those of us who have served are paying the price for everyone else. And it's only fair that the rest of the country comes together to support veterans. And veterans need to come first before a lot of the other services in general, because the price we've paid. So this is where my vision is going. This is what I have in mind. I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out, but I want to, or how to make it work. I really don't have the answers yet, but this is me stepping out of my comfort zone, right? Going farther than I think I really can, and eventually somehow we'll make it work.
Yeah. And that's why we have the vision plan.
Exactly.
Just like what we've been talking about, the vision plan. We have the idea of what we want. Mm-hmm. And then it's just a matter of, setting measurable goals and approaches to achieve or move along. And who knows, it could change a couple of years from now where it needs to go in a different direction. You just don't know. But that's why you have vision. So you can see something and then try and get to it as best as you can.
That's right. Yeah. And then and really that's the whole point is, if we don't have a vision that's bigger than ourselves, we're not going to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. It's the same. It's almost the same as having a goal and not telling anybody about it. It's easy to just stay status quo.
Right.
But somebody, I don't know who, said that if you're not growing, you're dying. There is no standing still. You're either growing and becoming more, or by default, you're becoming less. So we want to move forward. And that's where we're headed with this.
Yeah, sounds like exciting stuff.
I certainly hope so. That's the plan. I want to be able to do something to give back to the other veterans, because right now, the way things are at this point in time, veterans get the short end of the deal. They just a lot of resources are there, but a lot more can be there.
Right. So
that's pretty much all I have for today. Anything else you want to mention before we sign off?
No, I think that about covers it. Looking forward to seeing what comes of all this.
Yeah, it should be a fun ride. Okay, so we thank you for listening. Thank you for any support you may give us in the future. Share this, like and share. Let other people know, because we really want this to go somewhere and to be a big help for veterans.
Yep, and if you have any thoughts or any things like that, reach out. Let us know. We're not going to shut down any ideas. If we hear something, Tom and I will talk about it, and if it seems like something that we can do, then we'll more than happy bring you in, whether it's for an interview or just anything. We're happy to take any ideas that we can to help fulfill and move towards the vision that we have.
Absolutely. Well said. And on that note, we will say goodbye for today. And again, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Catch you in the next one.